So guys, the day's finally here. The Nintendo Switch has officially been revealed by Nintendo themselves. And this video, we're going to be taking a look step by step through the reveal video. I'll be giving you my thoughts as an owner of a Steam Deck and a Nintendo Switch OLED. Now, I have experience with both of these. I love both of these equally. They both have their pros and cons, and I want to give you my opinion on what the new Switch 2 might provide you that maybe these don't. Let's get into it. I'm Blaze2K. Hit the like if you can. Hit the subscribe, click the bell icon. Let's get into the trailer, and let's pause throughout as we discuss maybe some interesting things we never knew before. Let's get into it. So for copyright reasons, we're not obviously going to play the audio, but let's play. Nintendo. Imagine if they just start off with Nintendo and then finish with just the Nintendo logo. Nothing showed us nothing else. So here's the good old regular Switch. I am tired of this thing, I'm not gonna lie. It's been out for too long. The rumors for Switch 2 have been out for too long. But original Switch, not a bad design. I do prefer the OLED, obviously, but this was groundbreaking when it first came out. Boom, it's got bigger. That's not a surprise. So the new Switch 2 is bigger. It's slimmer, perhaps. Okay, so here's the screws to obviously take it apart if you wanted to do that for whatever reason. We've got a USB-C on the bottom. Speakers, I'm guessing. We've got volume, power button. Second, here's the deal breaker. Here's the big thing. It's got a second USB-C port. Yes, a second USB-C port. So theoretically, it can go into the dock. Like the current Switch, right? It's obviously only got one USB-C port, and that's at the bottom. This one, I mean, the old one doesn't have a USB-C in the top, so only one on the bottom, and that was it. Once it was docked, there was nothing else you could attach to it, no accessories, nothing like that. But this new one has two USB-C ports, one on the bottom for docking, and then the top one perhaps for an external GPU, maybe accessories, an SSD, an external hard drive, a camera. Like, the possibilities are endless, what they could be using this thing for, this extra USB-C port. So let's just start off by acknowledging that this is pretty big. It's a second USB-C port. Headphone jack. Apple, even Nintendo are still putting a headphone jack in their device. And here it is, the kickstand that we've been seeing a lot about in all the leaks, right? It's no surprise here. It's a kickstand. And again, I've mentioned it in my other videos. This kickstand, I kind of like it because it frees up all this space, all this real estate on the back of the device for, let's say, if you're wanting to connect an external battery to the back of the Switch to, or case accessories, external battery, external hard drive, maybe even a USB-C dongle that lets you connect USB drives, all that sort of stuff to it. Now we're getting I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, right? I mean, I don't know what the operating system's like. I don't even know if it can support like USB drives and doing all sorts of crazy things, but it's nice nonetheless. Even if it's just like an accessory that holds a battery pack on the back, that would be cool. So pretty good range of motion there. Oops, sorry. Pretty good range of motion, so we could slide this thing quite far back. And I like that little support bit there. So like, even if you do bend it back, there's going to be a little bit more support, and it won't just snap off the back hinge, right? Here's the old Joy-Cons, and boom, they're a little bit bigger as well. Now, I wonder if these are Hall analog sticks, Hall sensor sticks, to eliminate joystick drift in dead zones. I think that'd be really interesting if they upgraded these, because as you know, Nintendo got sued for the joystick drift in their Joy-Cons, and the people that sued them won, basically. Here's the inside, so we've got the battery indicator here on the inside. Nice. And we've got a new connector by the looks of it. And this is the interesting part, and we're about to see a little bit of that in a second. So I like the accents. I like the accent under the stick and on the inside. That's pretty neat. Let's pause. So A, B, X, and Y. Let's go back a bit real fast. Those don't look like... That's the release for the Joy-Cons there. That doesn't look like an analog trigger. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. Nice. A, B, X, Y. I wonder if those are no longer clicky buttons. I wonder if they're conductive. Okay, and this. Now, you might have seen in previous leaks, that they've actually got like a mouse sensor, an optical sensor, kind of like, ignore the dust and stuff, but the grime under this mouse. They've got an optical sensor. I'm sorry, you didn't want to see that. I eat at my desk, okay? I eat my lunch at my desk, and there's some crumbs under there. But anyways, yeah, they've got an optical sensor like a mouse at the bottom of their Joy-Cons now. And this part is crucial. Are you watching? Look how they advertise these Joy-Cons sliding around on a flat surface. Look at that. Interesting, right? Is that hinting at something? Again, these bottom bits, these are not parts of the Joy-Con. These are like an accessory that must come with it. It looks like a mouse glide pad. It looks like it detaches here. So, as I suspected in previous videos, this is an optical sensor for tracking as if it was a mouse. And we've seen people demonstrate this, and let me just demonstrate it here since we're here, right? Let's detach my Joy-Con. This is the first gen, obviously. But if I move this around, I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Oh, no, it's on my face. But look at this. That feels really natural. And when you put your fingers on this and this button, it feels like a mouse. And I could see how this would be interesting and how this would work. And it's actually pretty stable. And this is just the original Joy-Con. So if the original Joy-Con feels this good moving around, I could use this for gaming. I could literally use this, no problems, for FPS games if need be. This is just the Switch 1 Joy-Con. So that's pretty interesting. And like I said, the fact that they've showed off an explicit like accessory that attaches to the bottom of the Joy-Con, and they're showing the Joy-Cons gliding around the surface, it just shows you that's what they're using it for. That's what the optical sensor for. It's not to see if it's connected or not. And boom. Snaps on magnetically. There we go. Very cool. Switch 2. Oh yeah. So let's go back a bit. I'm gonna go back a bit. I'm assuming you've already seen the trailer. So again, that confirms it. No analog triggers. And if those are analog triggers, the travel on them looks minuscule. And the reason why I think analog triggers, and the reason why I keep going on about this in all my videos about the Switch 2, is that was one of the biggest shortfalls for me for the original, you know, the original Switch and the Switch OLED. These triggers here, right? Look, it's either click down or up. There's no in between. There's no up and down. You can't use this for racing games. You can't control the throttle. It doesn't give you that extra control over certain games that require that. And a lot of games do. A lot of games require, or at least take advantage of an analog trigger. And it's something that the Steam Deck obviously has. I'll show you here. This is the difference. This is an analog trigger. See? You can control the throttle. Apologies for my nails. I don't get manicures. See? Up and down, up and down. You can control everything in between. Whereas this, up, like literally down or up. No in between. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Are you disappointed? So racing games are not going to be great on the Switch 2. That is disappointing. Again, we've got the 4-button D-pad. Again, that was a bit of a nuisance on the original Switch. I like to have a normal D-pad on my consoles, right? Boom, boom, boom. Nintendo pioneered the D-pad, so why have they removed it and given us this 4-button D-pad? I mean, sure, you can obviously get stickable, like you can get 3D printed D-pads, and we might even be selling them on this channel very soon. So stay tuned for that, because we might be making our own and selling them 3D printed ones. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, click the bell icon to stay up to date, to stay in tune with that. But we're gonna maybe make, obviously, a D-pad. This is my wife's Joy-Con, my bad. We're gonna maybe make a 3D printed D-pad that you could stick onto this and have it function as a normal D-pad. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you updated. But yeah, no regular D-pad. Another little bit of an annoyance for me, at least. So that's disappointing, but looks sleek. Here's the back of it. Now the quick release button for the Joy-Cons is a lot bigger, as you can see. Again, confirming, not analog triggers. Blah. And could this be a new Mario Kart? Sure looks like it, doesn't it? It does look pretty nice. Although the last Mario Kart looked pretty good as it is, so as it was. So I don't know if this is new. But there we go. Very nice. We still don't know what that little C button does. There's the controller grip. Looks the very same. I can't wait to see all the Switch 2 dog memes. 2025. Imagine if he said 2026. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how much of a bummer that would be? Nintendo. So it plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Asterisk. Asterisk. Have you seen that asterisk? Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Switch 2. So there might be certain games that are not compatible with the Switch 2. We don't know which games those are yet, but I'm assuming the vast majority of the library will work with the Switch 2. And it's also interesting that they are going to be having Switch 2 exclusive games. So that's going to be the reason why you buy one of these things for Switch 2 exclusives. Now, if you look at companies like PlayStation and Xbox, they've obviously tried to appease the old console owners like PS4 and PS5 by, PS5 by making sure all new games are able to run on all their systems, right? Look at Xbox Series X and S. Xbox has made it like mandatory for developers to, if they are going to release something for the X, they need to also make it work on the S. So Nintendo's not going that route. They're saying, hey, we're going to have Switch 2 release, we're going to have Switch 2 games exclusive to the Switch 2, so you're going to have to buy a Switch 2 to play them. And that's not a bad thing. It forces developers to maybe take a step further into a next gen games, improved games, and cuts down on development costs, makes it easy for developers to say, hey, okay, I don't have to figure out how this new game, how I can port it on the old Switch. I can just focus on the Switch 2, and that's a good thing. I think that's going to make games come out faster and easier and make porting to the Switch 2 a lot easier. But yeah, very good. Details will be shared on Nintendo website at a later date. Very cool. Games and systems sold separately. I like the bigger display. They've not mentioned if it's going to be an OLED or not. I'm excited to see that. And we're going to see more on the Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, 2025. So stay tuned for that. We'll be covering it, and we'll be covering leaks on our way up to that date. Series of hands-on events held around the world. For more details, check the official Nintendo website. So there you go, guys. The new Nintendo Switch 2 is official. It's been officially announced, revealed, showed off by Nintendo themselves. And again, this is one of the biggest reveals. Well, the two of the biggest takeaways from this or a couple of the biggest takeaways is, one, 2 USB-C ports, potential accessories down the line. Game Boy camera return, maybe? Who knows? That would be sick. Anyways, yeah, 2 USB-C ports, so accessories is going to be great. You're going to be able to do 2 things at once. You're going to be able to maybe charge and also have like an external hard drive or external an external drive or USB drive connected whilst you're charging. Do 2 things at once. I think that's great. More handheld accessory manufacturers need to do that. Another takeaway is this thing, being able to use the Joy-Con as a mouse and the accessory that clips onto the bottom of the Joy-Con that allows you to use it as a mouse a little bit more comfortably. As you saw, we saw the Joy-Cons going whoosh, like little Hot Wheels cars in the trailer. So that shows that sensor inside the new Switch 2 Joy-Con is in fact an optical sensor for mouse control. How they use that? I mean, I don't think they're just going to put PC level games on the Switch 2 and allow you to play like a PC gamer. Although they might, because we did hear Call of Duty might be coming to the Switch 2. So fingers crossed, that'd be kind of cool, right? Imagine playing COD on your Switch 2 while docked to like a monitor or something. Or playing Call of Duty, just looking at your Switch 2 tablet portion, right? The Switch 2 screen, just playing Call of Duty like that. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? So lots of opportunities, lots of cool things. Analog triggers are not going to be a thing on this. It's a bummer. I love racing games. It seems like the Steam Deck is still going to be my go-to for racing games, that and regular consoles, obviously. But yeah, overall, pretty happy, pretty excited. Hopefully it's an OLED. We don't know yet, but hopefully that will get revealed very soon in April. So yeah, I'm Blaze2K. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon, and check the links down below for some really cool deals. But before we get to the video, guys, check all the links down below in the video description for the best tech you could find, hands down. We've got all the best tech of the year, all the best PS5 Pro accessories and PS5 accessories, all the best Steam Deck accessories if that's your thing. the best coffee ever made by mankind with nootropic mushrooms that just improves your health. And talking of health, if you want to invest in your sleep and your health overall, the best smart ring that tracks your sleep and tracks basically a bunch of body metrics for you, the Ultra Human Ring Air. Use my links down below to save money right now. Click them, click them, click them. Anyways, enjoy the rest of the video. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm Blaze2k, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Let's go.